Good evening, good morning or good afternoon everyone, depending on your time zone. Welcome to Sisel's Doctor's Clinic. Your host tonight, from Denver, Colorado, Daniel D.W. Whited. Dr. Kurt Fisnick is in the house. D.W., take it away, my friend.
Well, we appreciate that, and what a blast to be a part of the Doctor's Clinic call on this fantastic Tuesday. We are just absolutely, excited about this. And we got Dr. Kurt Fisnick with us, and he's been out hunting and doing things and spent some time with his boys. And, that's part of what this is all about, is putting yourself in a position to do that. But we're going to move into where we do a little bit of house calls tonight. Dr. Kurt, are you with us?
I am here, DW. Thanks for having me on.
Man, how exciting is this to have products that give people a fighting chance against some of the challenges that they're going through and that they've had?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. It's so fun to be working with the people that we work with and working with the company that we work with and seeing the results from the products. I mean, holy cow. Last week I traveled down and I went to visit my son, who's going to school for medicine. He's just entering his second year in medical college. But along the way, as I traveled, I stopped and saw people that I knew, old friends of mine, some people that I haven't seen in 25 years, and I was sharing information with them about the products and the results of the products, and just the results are just it's amazing. It got people just totally interested in what we're doing.
Well, and when it comes to getting them interested, then you get results. I mean, it's I've had a chance to be involved with the Sisel products and the Maurer mission for just a little over 3 years now, and it just seems like everybody that pops on what we're doing, they get to feeling better, they get to doing better, and results sometimes though are often harsh, they're always fair. And based on results, we're seeing things happen. So take it away tonight. What do you see happening? What are some of the results that we're seeing take place? And let's pop into the house call.
Okay. Well, DW, thanks for hosting this call every week. And Rod, thanks for making sure that we always have recorded. And everybody that takes your time to be here. We've got some great testimonials tonight. And I like, DW, maybe a month ago when you coined it the house calls. I like that. Tonight, I'm standing here with my friend Cindy, and her daughter has just had some amazing results using the products. And I know she's got to get back to work, but she's popping out of work for just a little bit to share with us. So, Cindy, tell us a little bit about what you've noticed with your daughter.
Brina's got multiple diagnoses: borderline ADHD, CAPD, attention deficit disorder, and I have started her on the brain vitality, and she focuses much better at school. Her attitude is better. She's able to concentrate. She's much more outgoing than she was before, and that is one product that I will not take her off again. I tried taking her off for a couple months, and it is a struggle getting her back to where she was, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And then I also do a little bit of the fucoidin, and I have started the
skin transformation.
Yeah, and then I do the skin transformation myself, and I love the product. It's doing great. I just think the Sisel products are awesome, and I think anybody that doesn't try it is foolish.
Yeah. Well, Cindy, before you run away here, just really quickly, when I gave you that sample of exfolium, and I said, here, just try this with some of your girlfriends and let them see it. What was the result of just sharing that with people, and what did you see when you said, hey, you're going to have a little Sisel live party?
It was really amazing. Most of the people, and we just did a little bit of area on their hand, and when they rubbed it off, they're going, ooh, yuck. And I said, yeah, this is what's on your face. And the Sisel Live Party turned out very well. We're going to be doing another one. I'm very excited about the facial products. I think they're awesome, and so far anybody that's tried them has really, really liked them.
All right. Well, thanks, Cindy. I know you got to get back in. Thank you. So, that Cindy's had some great results, like she said, with her daughter. I mean, think about that. Multiple diagnoses where she's actually been considered kind of almost borderline as having an autistic disorder. And we started her on the brain vitality, and it couldn't have been, I bet it wasn't even 10 days, and Cindy told me that she was seeing results. And really, I mean, the whole thing is just think about it like this, in just kind of a quick explanation, not really getting into the science on it, but think about it like this, is that in the brain, you've got the little neurons, and attached to the neurons there's tails, and that's like the wires in your computer connecting the different computer cells together. And if anything is messed up in there in the connections, what happens is that the signal gets messed up. And what the Brain Vitality does, it's supercharged nutrition for the brain to make it so that the brain has those really good connections, but it also makes sure that the brain has the fuel that it needs, and to make sure that the cells are in a way they're getting the nutrition so they can repair themselves. And so that's really what's going on there. And so, we want to thank Cindy for that. She had to run back in. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to run up to Bismarck, North Dakota. My friend Lee Phillips, if you want to jump on the call and just share a little bit about kind of what you've had going on, what you noticed. I remember, a year ago or so when you first started taking the products, how quickly you had a testimonial for me. Lee, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here then. Well,
excellent.
My thing really started about 7 years ago when I was awakened in the middle of the night by a heart attack. And I was able to get my wife to take me in, and I had a stent put in. And 2 years following that, I had a stroke. And I was put on all these Lipitor and all of these statin drugs, and it just completely wiped my life out. I almost lost my job because I lost my memory. I couldn't even raise my arms because they hurt so bad. And you just got me started on with the Fucoitin and the resveratrol, and I ended up getting on the whole Triangle of Life, along with Renovator and all that for my arthritis. And within months, I could tell the difference already. I couldn't even go out and mow my lawn without having chest pains. And I started doing that. I could mow the lawn with no problem. I could finally start closing my hands a little bit, because I couldn't even get them closed all the way from the arthritis. And everything's just turned around.
Well, one of the things, Lee, that I remember you telling me is just, you've got several grandchildren, and I mean, it changed your life. You were able to start doing some things with your grandkids that you weren't able to do before. Wasn't that right?
No, I couldn't do anything. It was hard to even play with them. It's like, I skipped a little part here, like even before that, where I've had my knee reconstructed, I've had my shoulder reconstructed, and so along with this Triangle of Life, Renovator, and your PEMF machine, and everything, I've started to be able to interact with my kids again, with my grandkids, and start doing things I couldn't even do anymore.
Yeah, that's good. And I like that. I mean, when I hear stuff like that, it brings a smile to my face, because that's what we're really here for, is to help other people, make them feel good. And if we hear something that makes somebody feel good, you don't have to get paid to share the information with people. It's just, holy cow. I mean, I know that I every day I run into people and I just go, man, you gotta take a look at something that I found. Lee, I don't know. I mean, this is something I never asked you before, but like what kind of numbers when your cholesterol numbers, your blood pressure, different blood tests like that you've had the doctors run on you. What are they looking like compared to before? I mean, again, like, this isn't something that I've asked you before, but
yeah, I had the first ones done 4 months ago. When I first went in, I finally took the statin drugs and just threw them away, and I went totally to Sisel products. And when I first started, my cholesterol was at like 396, and everything was out of the charts, way off, all the numbers. And when I went in 4 months ago, my cholesterol was cut in half. I'm within 10 points on a few of mine of getting back into the normal range, and one is within 100 points of being back into the normal range. And the 100-point one is even borderline, because they said that one is really up in the air, where it is with an individual. But those have all come down now, and I don't have high blood pressure anymore, and I just quit taking everything. And the only thing I take now is the Sisel products.
Excellent. Well, Lee, thanks for sharing your story with people. And the thing that I try and share with people, and I really have to stress this, is that we're not trying to tell people to get off their medications. I'm not trying to say that, hey, look, you don't need to take those meds anymore, because here's the deal.
That was
most
the doctor's advice, that I could get off them.
That's exactly it. Your doctor said you'd get off, and that's exactly what I was going to say, is that we got to work with people's doctors, and we just say, hey, we have something here that can benefit you. It can change your life, and work with your doctor. Let your doctor know that you're taking this stuff, because otherwise you get into that problem that nutrition companies sometimes get into, where you start treating and that's one thing that I really like to stress to people, is that with nutritional products we can't treat, we can't make any claims of curing or anything like that. And so, like when Lee tells his story, I mean, think about that. Think about the story we heard a couple weeks ago, with similar type of results, and all these people that you can just benefit. So Lee, thank you there. I know that my friend Andrea wasn't able to jump on the call tonight, but what I want to do is, with our final testimonial tonight, Rachel Esch, she suffered from some pretty serious health problems, and I know that in certain parts of the country, it's that Lyme's disease isn't as prevalent as it is out on the East Coast. But I really wanted Rachel to tell her story. Rachel, when I met you out at Tom's last August, and you told me that story about how bad the Lyme's disease had gotten, and how it affected your memory and everything. If you could star 6 and jump on the call with us and just share kind of a little bit about how bad things had gotten, from what people were telling you. Are you there?
Hey, good evening. Yes, I'm here.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, sure. Well, my story began, it's been 2.5 years ago now that I started that I had my bad crash with my Lyme's disease. I was diagnosed when I was 16, which was like 5 years prior to that, but I kept getting worse slowly, and then I had 2 children, had a baby at the time, and woke up one morning with pain in my feet, and this pain kept continuing and increasing into my upper body until my entire body was in pain, to the point where I couldn't walk anymore. And we were like, hey, what's going on here? So I went to the doctor, and he did some tests, and actually the first time he said, well, I'm pretty sure it's Lyme's, take this, which was an antibiotic, go home and take it. Which I did, because I didn't know what to do at that time. Hadn't known about Sisel at that time, and which then those antibiotics messed with my my mind. I had all kinds of side effects from that, and then it started. My mind became crazy. I didn't know what day it was. I didn't know nothing. My mom was here taking care of my children, and she was holding my baby at the time, and I was like, Mom, who are you holding? And here it was my own baby. So, my mind was really messed up, which alarmed my husband, of course. And he took me to the hospital, because thinking then maybe something else is going on, which then they did all kinds of tests, found nothing. Sent me home and saying there's nothing wrong with you, which was, disastrous for us. Didn't want to hear that, because we knew there was something wrong. And at that time, a friend of mine stopped in with the Sisel catalog, So we checked into the products and decided to give it a try. And honestly, within 2 weeks, I felt like a new person, and kept getting better from there on. I took the Triangle of Life, the Body Shield, and then later I added the Brain Vitality and Super Omega and the Renovator for joint pain. I had severe joint pain. And yeah, ever since that, I feel like I'm cured. I didn't do another test, but I feel like I'm cured and still take the products and still absolutely love them. Wouldn't want to be without them. So thank you.
You bet. Rachel, a couple of questions. How long till you notice the changes with the memory?
With the memory, well, the Brain Vitality wasn't out when we started with the Sisel, but once that came out, I started with it. And then I would say within a month, I went through one bottle, I definitely seen a difference. So yeah, I kept taking that as well, and it kept improving, and it is still improving. To this day, I still suffer a little bit from it, but it's definitely getting better. Yeah.
Cool. So prior to Sisel, I'm sure like everybody that would have been in your situation, I mean, you probably tried everything.
Yeah. And including antibiotics, even though I knew it's not good. But I have learned that doctors really don't know much about Lyme's disease, especially in the hospital. Like, they even tested for it but didn't find it.
Right.
But yeah, this has saved my life.
So you've been on the products for a couple of years now, and like you said, you just continue to get better and better and better, and so I'm just your story. To me, it's just so it's so real for so many people that they get to the point to where they probably feel like they're just going to give up.
Yeah.
I mean, and what would you say? I mean, if you meet somebody today that just not even if it was Lyme's disease, but if it was any other disease, again, we can't say cure or treat, but what would you tell them as far as using this type of product?
Well, I would definitely recommend it to them, and my heart just goes out to people that suffer with Lyme's disease or any illness because I know what it's like. But yeah, that's definitely, I would not even hesitate to mention Sisel to somebody if I know they're suffering, simply because of what this friend has done for me. It was somebody I didn't even know at the time. Now is became a great friend to me. But I'm just so thankful she said something to me about Sisel, so I like to pass that on to people. And yes, I definitely would get anybody on the Triangle of Life and Body Shield who suffers with major illness like that.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you getting on, Rachel, and sharing your story with people, because this is real, and they're saying that Lyme's disease is in half of the country is affected by Lyme's disease now.
Wow.
It's gotten that widespread. So I appreciate you sharing your story. And as we talk to people, and you're listening to the call, or maybe you're listening to the recording of the call, well, I tell you what, as a doctor, it wasn't that many years ago that as a physician, I knew doctors who were losing their licenses just for diagnosing the Lyme's disease. If they used the word Lyme's disease, they would actually lose their license. And so it was really kind of a controversial thing. And I think mainly because they really didn't have an answer for it. And like Rachel just said, the answer that they have right now really isn't a good one yet. And so as you share this with people, make sure that they share it with their doctor as well, with their physician, because just like Rachel's story, I mean, holy cow, think about some of these doctors who are not getting results with Lyme disease. If they could hear what Rachel just said, and they could make a difference in the patients that they treat, and they could change the lives of a couple people. And people ask me all the time, well, how does it work? And I'm just gonna tell you this, is that, I could get way into the science on it, and I could share stuff that would blow your mind, but you really don't need to know that, because all people want to really know is that, number one, will it work? And based on the testimonials, the 3 testimonials that you heard tonight, I mean, you're dang right. These products work. The other thing that people want to know is, they want to know, is it safe? Well, and I'll let DW explain that in a little bit, but the thing about it is that with these products, when the Mowers make a product and we say that it's Sisel safe, that's not just a motto, that's not just a slogan. It really is, the products are safe for anybody to take. And the other thing that people want to know is, they want to know, what's the cost? And they want to know, what's it going to cost me? Well, I mean, boy, I tell you what, what's the cost of being sick? And the Sisel products are a heck of a lot cheaper than that. And on top of it is that you take a look at Rachel and David, her husband. I would bet to tell you that if you ask them the question, how much does it cost, they probably just kind of chuckle at you a little bit, because once she started sharing her story, and once David started sharing Rachel's story, the company actually pays them to tell that story. And so you know, if you have something seriously wrong with you, how does free sound? And that's really what it can be once you start getting results and you share it with people. So, DW, I'm going to hand the call over to you and let you finish it off. And everybody that shared with us tonight, thanks for getting on and sharing your story. I really appreciate that.
Well, I tell you what, Doc, what a great call. I mean, it's awesome to see the results. I mean, just like we started the call off with, talking about results. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And it's fun to be buddies with some of these people, and David and Rachel are sweethearts, and we love them. Everybody on the call is awesome, and you get double hugs from us. But what happened was, and I want to say this, I'm going to say it like this: the real risk in life is not to take one. Every single person you heard on this call, including Doc Fizz, including myself, including Miss Helen, and Rob, who's doing everything in the background, every one of us took a look at what you're getting an opportunity to take a look at. And we had to make a decision whether we were going to jump in and give the products a go, or we were going to continue to battle some of the things that we were going through on our own with methods that basically were not getting us the results that we would have liked to have had. And I am telling you, there is no doubt in my mind that I thank God, and I thank Tom Bauer, and I thank the team that these products came along in our lives. They're making a difference right now in Kansas City, Kansas. Our little grandkids are there, and they're getting ready for bath time before they go to bed. And these two of these little grandkids could not even take a bubble bath. They couldn't. They would break out with shampoos and conditioners that were out there. They would break out when they would wear clothes because of the laundry detergent. And so, just in my daughter's life, getting products into that family to where her kids would no longer have rashes and turn red and feel like they got the flu because of all the stuff that their body was reacting to, that is a big deal. And you have an opportunity right now to get with a person that invited you to be a part of this call, or that had you listen to this call, and get with them and say, you know what, I want to get started on some stuff that will do 2 things. Number one, no longer will you be in a position where you're putting toxins voluntarily on your body, all right? And number 2, the toxins that have seeped inside and that are holding your body hostage, you can take some products that can start breaking those down and help getting those out of your body. And that's where the relief comes, getting more oxygen to the brain, getting more circulation in the body fluids, getting yourself in a situation to where there's less inflammation. And a lot of people say, what do you start with? A lot of times you start with just the Ficoidin. When you do that for 2 or 3 days, and it's a mild detox to the liver and the kidney and to the whole system, it helps with inflammation and circulation. It's an antibacterial and antifungal. It puts you in a situation where it helps build your immune system. I've yet to meet a person that doesn't need an immune blast from time to time, if not even a little bit on a daily basis. Then you move into the other two components of the triangle of life, which is Spectromax and Eternity, and there's plenty of calls on both of those. And when you go from there, and you pop and probably depends on what's going on with your system, whether you know, if you want to get some heavy metals out of your body and put your body in a situation where it has life force given to it, then the Body Shield's something you're going to want to take a look at. The Omega Plus, everybody needs to be on all the fish oils. You've heard of Omega 3s. Well, we got the Omega 3s and everything, the 5, the 6, the 9, the 7s. I mean, all the fish oils are there, and it has coenzyme Q10, which is nutrition for the heart. And I don't know anyone that would want their heart to have the proper nutrition splattered all over it, and that comes in with the Eternity as well. So this is what some of the things that people are on it. The new Sisel immune product that Tom put together, it started off being a product they worked on for over a couple of years just to help people with Lyme's and give them a fighting chance. And then he got the ingredients so powerful that it helps with a lot of different variances of challenges that you're going through. But it is an immune blaster, an immune builder, and so just jump in and study that. Well, we just thank you for being part of the call tonight, and we're excited about you and your future, but we're more excited about your present, what you have right now, and give yourself a present. Get on the Sisel products. Quit putting the toxins on your body. Stop it already. Knock it off. Just no more, and put stuff on your body that's not gonna cause damage. And we're very, very excited for you there when that happens, and get the products to get the stuff out of your body. So that's it for the Doctor's Clinic tonight, and we appreciate you being part of that. And when it comes to doing some of the house calls, hearing from people that are getting results because they took a risk that really wasn't a risk, and we're glad you're part of that. So we're going to just go dark now and be done, and get this out to as many people as you want to, and encourage them to listen to it. Talk soon. This is DW Daniel White at Denver, Colorado, and for Dr. Kurt Fisnick, we're over and out.